Good evening, Americans, and welcome to The Ed Show. We're broadcasting live from the free healthcare clinic here in Hartford, Connecticut tonight. We'll talk to some of the people on the ground coming up in just a moment. But these stories are also hitting my hot buttons tonight. AIG is doling out $100 million in bonuses. Where's the Obama administration's pay czar on this? That's what I want to know. President Obama takes on the Senate Democrats today. Did he convince the obstructionists to get off the fence on health care? I'll ask Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders at the bottom of the hour. And forget the war on terror. The Republicans are too busy fighting a war on facts. Senator Susan Collins can't get over the fact that the alleged Christmas Day bomber is talking. She says it's dangerous. I don't get it. But first, I've got to tell you what's got me fired up today. This free healthcare clinic here in Hartford, Connecticut, which was organized by the National Association of Free Clinics, is again an example of what is really happening in America. I have to tell you tonight, folks, that I am embarrassed to be sitting here in an $1,800 suit with a $150 tie and a starched shirt. I just walked across the hall in front of Americans who would give anything to have $1,800 in their pocket. And I guess sometimes, as you see it on television, maybe isn't really the way it is. I should have worn a plaid shirt here tonight, but, you know, in the TV business, this is what we have to do. I saw a lot of Americans today who don't have a job. A lot of them here did have a job. A lot of them are in their 20s and in their 30s and haven't seen a doctor for years. I ran into a lady today who was in her 50s. She was an executive for a company for 16 years. She was making over $100,000 a year, has been unemployed for the last 2 years, has had no insurance, can't believe that she was even in this position in her life, and has a lump in her neck, and has lost 40 pounds over the last month. And she heard about this free clinic on Keith Olbermann's Countdown show here on MSNBC. So she thought she would come to the Hartford Convention Center today and see a doctor. I'll have a nurse here with me in just a moment that will tell me that it was a life-saving experience for that lady. You can't come to these free health clinics without being moved. And I don't know what they're doing in Washington. I don't know what they're doing in the House and the Senate. There's a proposal here, a bill here, this committee's here. But I know what's happening here. And I know that there aren't any House members here and there aren't any Senate members here. And I can tell you one piece of information here in the state of Connecticut, where the House and the Senate passed universal health care for every citizen in Connecticut, and the governor vetoed it. The public option in this state overwhelmingly polls well. But in Washington, Joe Lieberman, not only is he not here tonight, but he's against the public option and any kind of competition for the private sector. So as a broadcaster, I'm confused. I don't understand the disconnect. But I did understand that lady today when she looked at me in the eye and said, I just want to thank you and MSNBC for being here, because if I didn't get this lump in my neck checked out, I don't know what would have happened. Now, Americans, we can give all the analysis in the world about what happened in Massachusetts. I'll tell you what's happening in Massachusetts, and it's happening here in Connecticut, and it's going to happen all over the country. Washington better get it. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. If you don't do something, Washington, to help the majority of Americans who are seeing their insurance premiums go through the roof, who have got a pre-existing condition and can't see a doctor because they can't get coverage. If you don't fix that, Washington, all of you will be gone. And they will hire the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. But, oh, wait a minute, we've got this new Supreme Court ruling that says the corporations can give unlimited money to the senators that want to deny the very people that came in this hall today. I don't need a script to tell you the truth. I saw it. And there's no politician here with Ed and team from MSNBC seeing it. Oh, they hear, well, 47 million don't have insurance, and we got to fix this, and we got to fix that. Get down here with the folks who are standing in line to see a doctor. Talk to the professionals in the medical profession who say just a simple checkup could save hundreds of millions of dollars if we just have free clinics to help people so they can get some quick diagnosis. It almost makes you ashamed to say that, hey, America's a great place. We do a lot of things right in this country. We offer a lot of great opportunity to people in this country. But somewhere along the line, we have missed it totally when it comes to health care for all Americans. And I can only remember the words that Senator Ted Kennedy said when he was fighting for minimum wage on the Senate floor. We asked the other side, what is it that you want? What is it that you want from these working men and women? What is it? Why do you have such a disdain for the working people of America? How many more billions of dollars do you want? Where's the line going to be drawn? But you see, we're in the age of apology. We're in the age if we say something that someone doesn't like, oh, we have to run to a microphone and we have to apologize. Who's apologizing for the condition for these Americans? A doctor who's running this clinic today told me, he said, Ed, you know, a lot of Americans, they swallow their pride to come in here and do this. It's hard for them. They've known work all their life, and now they're in a middle-age crisis, and they don't have a job, and they've been out of work for 16 months, and they don't want unemployment benefits, they want a job, and they don't have health care. And it doesn't affect just the dad and the mom. It's the kids. It's the kids who get harassed at school because, your dad doesn't have a job. You don't have health care? We have health care. We have two Americas. Now, I'm sure I got to take a commercial break in a few minutes, and we got to interview people. I could go on for hours on this. And I could look Joe Lieberman right in the eye, and Senator, may I say tonight, if it costs me my job, I don't care. You are a coward. You are a coward, Joe Lieberman, that you don't stand up for the people in this state and represent them and give them what they want. So now we're in the age of communicating in Washington. And this guy named Obama, who won 9 Bush states and has been fighting obstructionists for his first year, he does this thing. He goes over and he talks to the Republicans last Friday. And he went over and he talked to the Democrats, his party, today. And here's what the president told the Senate Democrats today in front of the cameras about health care.
So many of us looked people in the eye who had been denied because of a pre-existing condition, or just didn't have health insurance at all, or small business owners in our communities who told us that their premiums had gone up 25% or 30%, and we said we were going to change it. Well, here we are with a chance to change it. And so as we think about moving forward, I hope we don't lose sight of why we're here. We've got to finish the job on health care.
We have to finish the job on health care. But what's the price? President Obama, keep pushing, my man. Keep pushing. These people out here, they're with you. They're with you. Folks, get your cell phones out tonight. I want to ask you a very simple question. I want you to respond to our telephone text survey tonight. Do you think Washington politicians really understand how bad health care is in this country? Do you think they understand how bad the health care crisis is? That's the question. It'll be on the screen through the show. Text A for yes and B for no to 622-639. I'll bring you the results later in the show. I've said it many times before. Many of us in the media, we have insurance. You have to get out and talk to the people. And you have to get the real stories of America. And I'm proud that our crew and I'm proud that this network allowed me to come here today after being down in Kansas City. And I'm proud to be associated with Keith Olbermann, who had the courage to stand out on the air and ask for donations from many of Americans out there who have donated to these free clinics to make it happen. And I report to you tonight that one life was saved today, and that should be important.